Weird and scary facts you probably didn't know part 2. If you are murdered, there is a 40% chance your murderer will get away with it. If the sun exploded right now, we wouldn't know about it for about 8 minutes. %30 of children report hearing voices. There is over 200 bodies on top of Mount Everest. Horned toads can squirt blood out of their eyes. Dogs like squeaky toys because they mimic the screams of their prey. Cockroaches have been recorded eating human flesh, both living and dead, as well as fingernails, eyelashes, feet, and hands. It takes the death of 27,000 trees daily to make toilet paper for humans. A human head remains conscious for around 20 seconds after being decapitated. Rats and mice can spread at least 35 different diseases to humans. A body decomposes 4 times faster in water than on land. Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street is based on a true story. Your bed can have up to 10 million dust mites. The Island of the Dolls is one of the most haunted places in the world. Nailed into the island's trees are little dolls that are said to be housed by the spirit of a little girl. Ancient Romans believed that drinking blood would let them absorb power.
Scary facts you wish you never knew. After you die, your brain remains active for 10 minutes. In your head, those 10 minutes may last for years. In this time, you live your life again. Maybe you are already dead and you are in those 10 minutes.
The Most Evil Experiments, Part 4. The Monster Study was a stuttering experiment performed on 22 orphan children in Iowa in 1939, conducted by Wendell Johnson and carried out by student Mary Tudor in secret to make sure none of Johnson's peers would find out. The study was performed on 22 children, 10 of which already were deemed to have speech problems. The children believed that they were to receive speech therapy and had no idea that they were involved in an experiment. They were split into 2 groups. Half of the children received praising positive speech therapy and the other half were belittled for their speech imperfections. Many of the children without the speech impediment who received negative therapy suffered negative psychological effects and retained speech problems for the rest of their lives.
Horror movie facts that will haunt your nightmares. Part 2. Coraline. The soundtrack in the movie is a French children choir singing. Surprisingly, they aren't actually singing in French. They're singing in a completely made-up language. If you look on the wall of the dining room in the other mother's home, you'll see 3 portraits of silhouettes. These likely represent the 3 ghost children that appear later in the film. In the normal world, the boy is sad and has dropped his ice cream. But in the other world, he's happy and his ice cream is perfect. On the back of the chair above where Coraline's doll sits features a small flower-shaped pattern. And this flower is almost exactly like the one on the back of Jack Torrance's chair in The Shining. The Welcome Home cake features a double loop on the O. And according to graphology, a double loop on the lowercase o means that the person who wrote it is not telling the truth. But on the cake, there is actually only 1 double loop, meaning that Coraline is welcome, but she is not home.
This is the worst torture method you'll ever see. It's called tickle torture, but don't let the name fool you. Now, this technique originated in China back in 200 BC, but the way the Romans did it was so much worse. First, your feet will be strapped down and covered in honey, and then thirsty goats will come and lick them. Now, at first, the rough tongue of the goat will tickle you, sending you into a fit of laughter. The only problem is they cover your feet over and over again until the goats start licking into your flesh. This exposes the millions of ultra-sensitive nerve endings at the bottom of your feet. Eventually, your brain can't handle it and you'll die in a state of shock.
Scary facts that will ruin your day. Do you ever wake up around 3 a.m. for no apparent reason? They say that if you wake up around 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. for no reason, that there's a 90% chance something was staring at you. Press the plus for more of the macabre.
Disturbing facts that will ruin your day, Part 14. This is the effect that sunscreen has when viewed through an ultraviolet camera. Coco the gorilla knew sign language, and when asked where gorillas go when they die, he answered, "Comfortable hole by." You may be living in the last year of your life without being aware of it. Future biotechnology could be used to make prisoners feel as they were serving a 1,000-year sentence in a matter of 8 hours.
Here are some scary facts that you probably didn't know. Until now. First up, no one is more prepared for the world to end than CNN. Yes, the news station. It has been reported that CNN has a pre-recorded broadcast from the 90s that they will premiere at the end of the world. Like, what do they know that we don't, that they're already prepared for it? Next up, the body cannot tell the difference between either of your eyes. So because of this, it's possible that if one of your eyes gets damaged, your immune system will attack the healthy eye, thus taking away your eyesight. To be honest, that sounds like a fucking nightmare. And lastly, we have the bite of the blue ring octopus. Now, a bite from one of these bad boys is pretty lethal. It's said that their venom can kill more than 20 humans in just a few minutes. Although that's scary in itself, it's very unlikely to happen. But if you are bit by one of these guys and are being administered CPR, it is highly likely that you will feel and know the CPR is happening, but you won't be able to move or respond. Holy fuck.